Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MGTOW Academy Show live. The local time is 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday, October 12th, 2018. Just a bit late getting this thing started up. I had some problems with my computer, but we got that fixed on time, thankfully. So we're going to go ahead and wait for some of you guys to pop up into the live chat, pop up into the live show, and we'll get started in covering the articles. So we've got some articles in store as usual. And I wanted to really go over this thing that I've been thinking about for a long, long time now. So I I've been hearing recently from a bunch of sources, or no, shut up Siri. Sorry, I just activated Siri. I've been hearing from some sources lately online and all that type of stuff. They've been pushing out these articles about how uh, rape accusations are rare and this and that. Now, first of all, whether it's rare or not doesn't matter. What does matter, however, is that justice, the course of justice, that is maintained. Is that usually what happens? No, due process is more often than not thrown out the window when it comes to these type of cases. Now, anyways, I usually don't focus on these statistics. I just look at the situation itself, and I'm like, hey, doesn't matter if it's one rape accusation or 1,000 of them. The course of justice just can't be deterred like that. But anyways, I was looking at this article here, right? It's from, was it mediaradar.org. And I've seen this I've seen this stuff referenced a couple of times here and here and there online, but this really just pushed it. So take a look at this. So this is from MediaRadar.org. About half of rape allegations are false. Research shows false allegations of rape are believed to be more common than many persons realize. These are the findings of 4 research studies. A review of 556 rape accusations filed against Air Force personnel found that 27% of women later recanted. Then 25 criteria were developed based on the profile of those women and then submitted to 3 independent reviewers to review the remaining cases. If all 3 reviewers deemed the allegation was false, it was categorized as false. And as a result, 60% of all allegations were found to be false. Of those women who were later recanted, many didn't admit the allegation was false until just before taking a polygraph test, and others admitted it was false only after having failed a polygraph test. So I've heard people reference that Air Force story a couple times here and there. And then this one here says in a 9-year study of 109 rape cases reported to the police in a Midwestern city, Purdue sociologist Eugene J. Cannon reported that in 41% of the cases, the complainants eventually admitted that no rape had actually occurred. And then in a follow-up study of rape claims filed over a 3-year period at 2 large Midwestern universities, Cannon found that 64 rape cases, of those 64 cases, 50% turned out to be false. And among those charges, the false charges, that is, 53% of the women admitted they filed the false claim as an alibi. And according to a 1996 Department of Justice report, in about 25% of the sexual assault cases referred to the FBI, the primary suspect has been excluded by forensic DNA testing. It should be noted that rape involves forcible and non-consensual acts, so a DNA match alone does not prove that the rape has occurred. So the 25% figure substantially under of false allegations. And according to former Colorado prosecutor Craig Silverman, for 16 years, I was a kick-ass prosecutor who made most of my reputation vigorously prosecuting rapists. I was amazed to see all the false rape allegations that were made to the Denver Police Department. A command officer in the Denver Police Sex Assaults Unit recently told me he placed the false rape numbers at approximately 45%. 45% is a big number when you compare it to 2% or 10%. Those are the numbers that you're going to see if you just type in, you go to Google and you go to the news tab and you search up false rape statistics or whatever. Those are the numbers that you're going to see. 45% is a considerably big leap. And then here, according to the FBI, about 95,000 forcible rapes were reported in 2004. And based on the statements and studies cited above, some 47,000 American men are falsely accused of rape each year. It's 47,000 American men that are falsely accused of rape each year. And let's note that these men are disproportionately African American. Some of these men are wrongly convicted, sentenced, and in prison. Even if there is no conviction, a false allegation of rape socially and economically destroy a person. And this stuff right here, this stuff in quotations, that is a 7-word summary of the rant that I usually like to go on about, false rape accusations. The emotional, the social, and the economical impact that it holds on a person is something that I can only imagine. It just absolutely infuriates me whenever I'm covering these recent stories, these recent articles about cases like Keith Bailey, the 8th grader in Colorado who was most likely falsely accused of rape. We hear that story of those mean girls who falsely accused a boy of rape. Why did they do that? And I am literally quoting them because I didn't like him. That's the reason that he was falsely accused, because they didn't like him. Who cares? He's emotionally scarred for life. Who cares? People are gonna see him differently for the rest of his life. Who cares? It's not. I don't think it's much of a important matter. It's not that important. He has to pay a crap ton of legal fees. He has to pay for his lawyer, all the legal fees that are associated in defending himself. He has to pay for it, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure he'll be fine. So that was a really interesting thing to read. Now I'd like to jump into this next article here. It's from the Daily Mail. The comments are I like it with false rape cases. Now that they're gaining like media traction, people are starting to see a bit of mother of 3, 20 falsely closed the toilets, even though she desperately for 18 months. All right, read this thing. If it will load. Sometimes, yeah, see, super long article, so it might not load. Okay. All right. Mother of 3 has been jailed for she lured him into public toilets for. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. For those of you watching this on YouTube, the false accuser getting 18 months in the pound for that. Sophie Skinner, 25, which is her right here where my mouse is, was sentenced to 18 months after being found guilty. Skinner was desperately looking for sexual and Weatherspoons in June 2016. Newport Crown. Let's hope it loads. It's going to be bit apologize for that. Come on. Stuff's going. So, anyways, was that? Come on. Okay, I might have to leave. It doesn't let me do it. This thing's really a lot. Come on. Oh, that's great. It's not even. Yep. Okay, I'm so to cover it from there. From another source. I know that the BBC covered it. So okay, I know that the BBC, I know they cover this. Right, they cover this thing. I'm not sure if they cover this article or not. If not, we're gonna have to just jump to like a different story. Oh, okay. I don't think they covered it, did they? Okay, so I'm not seeing any coverage of that story now. Okay, so it's all right, guys. Don't worry. I'm sorry about that. The Daily Mail apparently has a a crap ton of ads and it won't allow me to cover that. So yeah, there's that. I think right now that one of the other make tech content creators is doing a stream as well. I think like how I think it's Howard Dare. I think he's doing a stream. So I think that's why like a lot of people aren't here. Also, I'm not sure how I managed to pull it off. My voice, it so we went today at school, and it was my voice was like completely messed up. It sounded like sandpaper. Let's be honest, it sounded like sandpaper. And sure, I was like questioning if I was going to do this stream because, and it was also the end of the marking period. Like the 9 weeks was, it ended today, and I did considerably well, much better than I actually expected. But I stayed up like all night last night. Like I woke up at 10:15 at night, like 10:15 p.m. And I stayed up the whole entire night, finishing all my schoolwork and doing this. It paid off though. I did well on a test, and it was worth it. But I was so freaking tired. Like the reason that I'm doing this, the only reason I'm doing this show is because I took a little nap between like what was it? It was 6 o'clock. Yeah, I took a quick nap after dinner, and that was it. That's the only reason I'm here. Otherwise, I would be in bed right now because I would be tired as heck. So, all right, let's see this one. Let's see this one. This is an older article. This is from January of this year. But we gotta cover we gotta cover something because that other article it wouldn't allow me to cover. See this long scroll bar is kind of the problem. Okay, so let's hope that we can read this without the Daily Mail website not messing up too much. Okay, so going to mess his life up. I'm going to ruin it. LOL. BT engineer falsely accused of raping women spent 3 months in jail after police failed to disclose her damning texts. All right, so let's see if we can scroll down here. Is it going to let me do it? Okay, if not, I swear. Okay, well, this. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, that's better. So, a teenager suspected of rape spent 3 months in custody because police didn't what was it? They did not disclose text messages that proved his innocence. He has claimed. BT engineer Connor Fitzgerald, 19, was arrested last year after a complaint was made against him. But charges were dropped only last week when it emerged that the complainant, who is entitled to lifelong anonymity, had sent text threatening to destroy him. One of the messages apparently read, "I'm not just going to where is it? I'm not just going to mess up his life. I'm going to ruin it." LOL, meaning laugh out loud. The case is the latest in a string of investigations or trials that have collapsed after police failed to disclose evidence to defense lawyers. Mr. Fitzgerald from South Norwood, South London, told The Sun, "It's been heartbreaking. It felt like I was guilty until proven innocent. My life has been ruined. I'm scared to even leave the house because everyone thinks I'm a rapist." And when I tell you guys about the consequences that a false rape accusation has on a person, this right here is exactly what I'm telling you about. So first of all, the guilty until proven innocent thing. Like I said, with all sorts of other crimes, when you have murder, when you have theft, there's always going to be due process. But the moment that there is a false accusation that comes into play, due process is thrown out the window. And then his life has been entirely ruined. This dude's scared to leave the house. Why? Because, well, everyone thinks he's a rapist. The word rape is not it's not a term that's really tossed around lightly. But it will be in the future, though, if feminists keep it up. Toss around terms like, what is it, stair rape? They're making up terms nowadays like stair rape. These are the terms that they're coining up these days. So, anyways, the term rape, it's not tossed around lightly. And when you think about false rape accusations from a different perspective, it kind of makes sense. Okay, sexual misconduct, the power that rape, the social power that this type of stuff holds, it's unbelievable. The power that it holds, this alone demonstrates that power that it holds. This is such a serious thing. Yet the moment these type of cases occur, due process is thrown out the window, and the lifelong damage has already been done. And then, like I said, everyone perceiving him as a rapist, even though he's been proven innocent, it doesn't matter. because, well, I mean, he was falsely accused. People don't realize the consequences that happen when men are falsely accused of this type of stuff. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's just one case out of a million. It doesn't matter if it's 10,000 cases out of a million. It doesn't even matter if it's just a million false rape cases. Okay, it doesn't matter. The course of justice can't be deterred simply because of how common or how uncommon that something is. So, uh, oh, I remember Liam Allen. I actually remember covering that for the now defunct MGTOW News. That's the thing I did when I wasn't able to upload podcasts. But anyways, this comes after Scotland Yard apologized to Liam Allen for failing to provide vital text messages during the 22-year-old's rape trial, in which he was found, say it with me now, not guilty. So let's see if, because like I said, this daily minute, I've never really had this problem before, but acting up on me. Okay, so let's read this text over here. So this is like a screenshot or whatever. So it was like, how can Connor blank me over like this? I'm a crazy girl, trust me. And then whoever replied to her said, it's best you both move on. The same way I did it. Won't you do or no good? You were trying to mess his life up. But whoever responded to that, whoever this thing, it's a rarity in modern society. It's called common sense. I know. It's something not common these days, but common sense. Something that modern society needs a heavy dosage of. So yeah, this person is aware of the consequences that a false rape accusation has. Now over here, it says, I know went through, so I'm not just going to mess up his life. I'm going to ruin it. LOL. It's awesome. And like I said, this is the problem with these false rape accusations. Look at this. I mean, they're just like, oh, he's gonna ruin his life. LOL. Cost him thousands of dollars in legal fees. Just ruin his life permanently, cause irreversible damage. Because it's just funny. This is how keep these type of cases, and this is why it's a problem. This is part of the reason that we're having trouble when it comes to believing actual legitimate victims of rape. We always have that. What's that thing called? Let me see it. It was hashtag believe. Here it is. Hashtag believe women. This is another hashtag that's been coined up by one. Sexual assault and rape. It's a very serious offense. It's a very serious crime. And I think that we need to, of course, while remaining fair, we need to believe victims, but we can't just throw due process out the window. Now, the thing is, though, that whenever we pop up, when we process that's just tossed out the window, you have difficulty believing women. So how about instead of hashtag believe women, how about hashtag due process? That's what I think we should put in. I mean, believing women, okay, sure. Hashtag when due process is tossed out the window, it's not going to do anything. This type of stuff right here is the very reason that women too have trouble believing these rape cases. If this without a mouse, I would not be able to be with scrolling down. If I had a touchpad, it would be. Let's read this. Mr. Fitzgerald was arrested in front of his mother and sister in November when police officers raided the family home. It followed a complaint that a woman made in June. She alleged that Mr. Fitzgerald raped her after a drunken night out. After that was instead held on remand at HMP prison in Banstead, Surrey. He was after Mr. Fitzgerald's brother some of the text messages from the woman on his iCloud account and informed the authority of that. So, when some guys say that like you need to screenshot some people, this stuff right here, it could really save your ass. Turn for the worst. So I know it sounds crazy. There's lots of precautions, you know. Some guys they'll go as far as to suggesting like wearing body cameras and all that, like those GoPros or whatever. Some guys suggest that this is the reality of the modern world we live in. It's the only way to abstain from sex. Come on, make that decision. All right, so let's read this. The missing show that she had enjoyed the sex. Actually, the case was for at Croydon Crown Court in South London, the same court where Mr. when the accusation no evidence. Gerald has since said that he plans to sue the police, and had I found the text, I would have ended up in prison for 12 years. Absolutely spot on, and I applaud him for you. The screen share got turned off, and I apologize about that, guys. For sometimes I gotta fix that. I'm not sure what happened. Right? Sometimes the screen share just randomly turns off for no reason. Uh, so let's see right here. So let's see of it. What would his sentence be? Well, you say was it 12 years or more? Go remember that article I just covered. That story about that mom who like what falsely accused his. Yeah, that one. What did he get? 18. What she? What would he supposed to get? What was it again? 12 years. Ah, definitely makes sense. And this is part of the reason that prevalent false rape accusations. This is the very reason it keeps occurring. There is a huge disparity in punishment. Uh, yes, obviously rape is bad, but false rape, false is bad too. You know, I understand it's not rape. I understand it's not that serious, but still, you have irreversible lifelong consequences, just like rape has irreversible lifelong consequences. And when you have false accusers who aren't who aren't appropriately or incarcerated or whatever for what they've done, this it even more in a certain way, because people will say, hey, if I falsely accuse someone of it, I mean, like, it's not anything's gonna happen to me, you know, nothing serious is gonna happen to me, it's not gonna be that bad. It's part of the reason why it keeps happening, because of this disparity in punishment. Now, continuing on, a CPS spokesman told Mail Online this case was charged in accordance with the threshold test, which is applied in evidence is expected to become available, period. Charge under the threshold test must be kept under review. Where is it? I'm sorry, I just lost track. Must be kept under review, and prosecutors are required to take account of any charge in circumstances as the case develops. In January 2018, police provided more material in this case. Upon review of that there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. We therefore offer no evidence at a hearing at Croydon Crown Court on January 22nd. And a Metropolitan Police Mail Online, we are content with the investigation in our disclosure work, which was conducted in liaison with the CPS. During the course of the hearing, there was no adverse comment from the judge about the police investigation. And it comes after the litany of blunders that led to Mr. Allen being wrongly accused of rape was revealed as police admitted no one will be disciplined over the botched persecution. How about that? No one is going to be disciplined over that botched persecution. Like I said, you know, why do we have hashtag believe women? Why does society believing women? Well, it's because that rape accusations that are becoming more prevalent, more common. Why are they becoming more common? Because false accuser doesn't get any consequences, just as this case right here demonstrates. Uh, yeah, well, what you know what happens in India when you $200,000. It's been if it turns out to be false, you will get well. It's not in U.S. dollars. It's in like rupees or whatever, but it's the equivalent of 200,000 U.S. dollars. Um, I can't pull it up on my laptop. I have it saved somewhere else, like my phone or my. Okay, so I'm reading this right here. So, um, this source it's from the Hindustani Times, I think is what it's called, and I'm reading this right now. So it says, India has decreed that every woman who testifies that a male raped her will be handed the equivalent of 4,370 US dollars, a not insignificant sum anywhere, but a huge payday in India. A rape victim will be entitled to a compensation of 200,000 rupees, provided she testifies in a court of law against the accused. The victim will get the money within a fortnight of lodging a rape complaint as an interim relief. Another 50,000 rupees will be provided for immediate rehabilitation and medical expenses. The average annual income in the US is more than 45 times that of India. So this payday is actually equivalent to 200,000 US dollars. And what happens if the woman falsely cries rape? She keeps the money. The scheme doesn't have any provision of recovering compensation in the event that the complaint is false. And then this is and the quote is, "Our aim is to provide financial secure, however you say that." And that was from Krishna Tarath, the Women and Child Development Minister. So, well, are there any economical issues that are going to be happening, partially because of stuff like that? And like I said, you can even pick up benefits from this. So, and of course, sometimes when you got to deal with these accusations, it can be stuff like attention, an alibi, that type of stuff. Sometimes, like in India, like I just read, it can be, well, simply money. That can be it. So, yeah, guys, I think it's gonna like wrap it up for tonight's show. I'd love to go on longer, but I have some other projects that I need to work on. So I need to get started on those projects. Have things to do. I'm trying to get a new series started up for MGTOW Academy. I'll give you guys some updates on that in the coming days. Just follow me on Twitter, Academy. And if you want to contact me via Twitter or contact me via email. Drop me an email at mgtowacademy.media@gmail.com. And MGTOW Academy is 100% ad free. But if you would like to send me some love, my Patreon and PayPal is in the description box, so you guys can check that out. And I think it's gonna wrap it up for tonight's show, guys. For everybody who was able to come. Oh no, underdog, no. Okay, underdog just trying to see. Sorry, underdog, but I'm ending the stream right as you came in. I'm so sorry, man. I'm sorry. I just covered it. I just covered a couple stories, but anyways, that's gonna wrap up for tonight's show, guys. In tonight's and the discussions that we've had, remember that it's a very dangerous world out there. So be sure to keep taking your daily doses of red pills and to stay safe. Everybody, this is MGTOW Academy signing off.